Welcome, everyone, to Awesome Truth, a wrestling book club. I'm your host, Steve Semino, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Walt Schwenk. Hey, Walters.
Hello, Steven. How's it going?
My friend, I want to say it's going well, but it will not be going well because we are about to watch one of the worst matches in pro wrestling history. It is watch along time. It is July. It is Goldberg retirement match month. And so to celebrate what is sure to be another absolute stinker, although Gunther may pull something good out of him, but to celebrate the guy who's old and we don't care about anymore, let's watch Goldberg Undertaker, right? From Super ShowDown
Yeah,
2019.
we're getting another Goldberg match. We have another Saudi show. Why not just combine the two
There you
and
go. I
remember
didn't even
what
think
we?
about that. We just finished Night of Champions too. Yay. So timely.
So we've reviewed previously a good Goldberg match, one of his best matches with DDP. I think I was Halloween Havoc
Mm-hmm.
'98, and so now let's. So that's the best case scenario, and now we're going to see the what could be the worst case scenario for his retirement match.
Truly a guy with many, many bad matches. We've covered Goldberg twice. We watched an Untold back in the day, and we watched the Halloween Havoc match. So yeah, we've done a little bit of Goldberg, and now we're gonna see the true depths of how much he stinks. And Undertaker too. Let's not throw too much shade at Goldberg. Undertaker totally stinks in this match too, I'm told.
Oh, I'm sure there's blood on everybody's hands, so to speak.
All right. Well, it's on Peacock under Super Showdown 2019. So if you want to hop in and watch along with us, which I do not recommend, but you'll get a little more than just the match because there's long intros and stuff. It's 3:25:42 is the time code. Are you ready, Walt?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Three, two, one. Bad match. Okay, where Goldberg's coming out first. Hooray. So, as we said, as of this recording, and really honestly, this comes out in a few days, Goldberg is having a match with Gunther in 2 weeks, I believe, a week and a half. I don't understand why we need to do this, but I guess someone has decided that Goldberg deserves a send off that where I assume he's going to lose, right? He has to lose.
Yeah, I mean, what would be the point of him winning unless this isn't the last
The
match?
only reason I can think of him winning is just it's Goldberg. You know, it's like this guy's whole career is built on I win a lot. Like that's been his gimmick for 30 years. So I just can't shake the idea that he beat the Fiend, who was supposed to be a super villain. So like
Mhm.
he's shown before that he will. They'll sometimes they'll use him in very stupid ways.
Well, I guess in that case, being the Fiend, it's like getting out of bad creative.
Yeah,
But
that's true. There was there was a joy in that. In that, yeah, they couldn't. There was who was the only person who could possibly defeat the Fiend? Oh, Bill Goldberg, old man
yeah,
Bill Goldberg.
um, but it's not like the Sting retirement match where it's like if he wins, it was a nice way to end a match that, for all intents and purposes, is meaningless within the greater ecosystem. But like, if Goldberg wins and he wins the title and then retires, what did
Yeah,
that do for anybody?
it makes Gunther look like a piece of shit too. Gunther, who's like their fighting champion, who clearly H likes a lot because he just gave him the belt back and has had many reigns with many titles now. So what it seems like they know Gunther can make something like passable out of this. I imagine that's got to be the logic, right?
It has to be. I mean, also like just you know,
And he's big, so like they can actually have like stare downs and stuff that look
yeah.
somewhat realistic.
I was gonna say like it's a kind of Haas versus Haas, even though like Gunther lost like 10 or like 100 pounds since
Yeah,
he was
and
a
Goldberg
Haas.
wishes he could move around like Gunther can.
Oh yeah,
So, well, but
but
anyway, before we get that's in a little while. Now we're watching, you know, the oft acclaimed worst match probably in wrestling history, certainly modern wrestling history, certainly like popular wrestling history. Is just two old guys that had nothing in the tank, and it's not even a long match. It's a very short one. But everything I've heard is that this is a total disaster.
this match,
Yeah. Well,
this
have you
card,
seen this before?
no,
You've never. So neither one of us has ever seen this match in full.
no.
Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, it's not like we were rushing after hearing about what happened on the internet. It's not like we were rushing to, you know.
And like you said too, especially these early Saudi Arabia cards are just like a who's who of big names and random 51-man battle royals, which I watched before we started recording, and that is a total boring ass disaster. So it's just
God.
like endless dumb stuff. And there's an Orton H match on this card. They get 25 minutes. There's a Seth Rollins Baron Corbin match. There's just a lot. There's Shane McMahon beats Roman Reigns. There's just tons of stuff that makes no sense, and it's just really
I will say though that like even though this card is this one in 2019 is like absolutely garbage. At least at least now they're like, okay, well let's let Saudi Arabia be part of the main storylines. Like they're building to the cards. It's part like it's kind of building on itself to the next big event, to SummerSlam. It's like these cards were so weird because they were just so like there was just such in a vacuum that like it almost felt like a parallel like like multiverse or something. It's just like
yeah.
what are we doing here? Like what is the point of this? We know what the point is, but it's just like it just felt so weird.
Yeah, like now I would argue that the shows, even the Saudi shows, still are a little bit like a scrimmage. Like I don't think things of note really happen there. Like they're not SummerSlam, they're not Mania. They are star-studded affairs, but like usually, like you said, it fits into the larger story at least, which is saying like
Right.
these aren't even scrimmages. These are like friendlies. These are like off-brand events. These like you said,
Yeah.
they pivot 180 degrees, go a totally random direction for a month, and then go back to your regularly scheduled programming of like regular feuds and matches and stuff.
And this one might as well be a house show. The way this card looks and is, it's like if Baron Corbin getting a title shot doesn't happen on a regular event.
You wouldn't think so. You'd hope not, at least. But and they did, and
Mm.
obviously in the early days they did a lot of stuff like this, which is trot out, various washed up star that apparently the Saudis demanded or strongly requested to be on the show. So the thing I don't understand is why you couldn't explain to someone there, hey, these guys are terrible now. Like these guys are very bad. Like I don't understand why that concept was so no. Just like I think they might understand if you told them, I know you want to see Bill Goldberg wrestle, or I know you want to see Undertaker. Those two together are just going to be a disaster. But apparently that was just that was a bridge too far.
I just don't understand. Like I assume a wrestling fan in Saudi Arabia like watches this to some degree the same way as you and me, and so do they consider this good? Like, is this something that they like? It's like, oh, we saw the Undertaker. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Like
It's
you
like I
said,
guess.
they're human beings just like us. Like they're not. It's not a nation full of backwater rubes that have no idea what they're doing. Like
Right.
they can go on the internet and read the same dirt sheets, and they can watch the same these guys matches for the 5, 6, 7 years leading up to this. Like it was pretty telegraphed that these guys just did not have it anymore. It wasn't a
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah. I mean, and like, do they like? I assume they understand match quality.
Yeah, I would strongly assume so. Yeah, like I mean, but I don't know. It's very weird dynamic. I've never had it really explained. Like I understand that
Sure. Yeah.
the money people maybe are not super informed, but like you said, the fans in the arena are regular people who presumably just bought tickets to see the show.
I think so. So,
I
so like, are they? Is this representative of what they want? Like,
I
or
don't
is it
know,
just
man.
some? Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
Uh,
I'm curious to hear and see their reactions to this match, because I'm sure, like, seeing the Taker entrance we're watching right now, the Goldberg entrance, like, that's kind of what you pay for, what you show up for, right? Like, there doesn't require any athletic skill or youth to walk out to the ring to music and to echo back to olden days.
yeah. Uh,
Here's
and
Taker
so
coming out with a big moon behind him,
sure.
big scary
This,
moon.
so this is 2019 Taker. This was before the Boneyard match,
Yes,
obviously, because that was COVID the next year.
but it was
This,
after all the other ones, right? It was after Reigns.
yeah,
He fought H at the 2018 Super Showdown, which I believe is also regarded as pretty bad, especially because I think they gave them a decent amount of time too. So like that probably really did. They didn't try and cover up both men were very elderly. Uh,
right.
yeah, the crown. So the year before this, at Crown Jewel 2018 was the infamous tag match too.
Oh,
So
that was the year before.
we're already after Michaels and H versus Taker and Kane.
Oh,
So
okay.
that
I thought
people,
that was
so that's
after
even
then.
more damning because people. That means that the fans and the humans around the world saw what is widely regarded as one of the worst tag matches of all time.
Oh my god.
And then they
Uh,
said, you know what? Bring Taker back. Like, let's eliminate this pesky 4-man match that somewhat covers up his flaws, and let's just run him out there to have a regular old singles match.
what an impressive streak of awful wrestling.
It really is. I didn't realize that. For some reason, I thought they snuck in the tag after this. So that's
My
pretty
sense of
bad.
time is so warped because I'm like, oh, this is clearly after COVID at some
Yeah.
point. I'm like, oh wait, no, it really wasn't. Shit.
That was kind of my thought too. Is maybe they snuck that in like 2021 or something.
Yeah.
But I guess not. This is all pre-COVID and it's all bad. And yet here we go.
The first
only
Crown
thing-
Jewel was 2 or 3 years before COVID, which is like mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, it's like you said. It's very weird to keep track of all that stuff. Even you, a wrestling dates master for a certain chunk of wrestling.
Wow.
Even you lose the thread once we get to the late 2010s and beyond.
If this is 1995, I would be able to give you blow by
and
blow.
we wish very much that it was 1995 too. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Who would be on that card? Bob Backlund and Mabel, or
Yes. I was just thinking the Undertaker aspect, but I would love to see Mabel going down to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, what's the 1995 equivalent of like two people who have name value that clearly should not be wrestling?
Mr. Hughes? Yeah, I don't know.
Perfect.
Well, I will say Goldberg looks good. I mean, he looks good now still, too. He's kept himself in good shape. The beard's a great look.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's stuff about Goldberg. I can see why it's nice to, like, Taker, is showing the seams for sure at this point.
Yeah, Goldberg still like has aged quite well.
Yeah, he really has. You would not, you look at him and you're like, that is a extremely fit, whatever he is, 57-year-old man.
On the outside and the inside, I don't know. I mean, we're about to see this unfold.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the hell's going on.
It's very cosmetic. It's very surface level. But if he just stands there, you're like, okay, all right, that's Goldberg.
Wow.
Right. Well, we're getting ready.
I'm so not excited to watch this. At the same time, I'm very
man.
excited because it's.
I was going to say I don't feel bad because I'm sure they both made $1 million for this match, but they must have known like this is going to be dicey, Like Taker does not even look good. Taker looks weirdly thin. Like it's just. And no, like you said, knowing the train wreck is about to happen, like I'm pretty sure they can't even do moves, right? Isn't that part of the whole thing?
They certainly try.
And then, and they're doing the long intros, which in one part of me is like, okay, that's quote unquote epic. But I think part of it is honestly just like pad the time,
Yeah.
Pad the time, give everyone something to cheer about, let them look at these guys standing there as opposed to actually watch them wrestling, which Vince must have known, everyone must have known, like, okay, limit that to the best of our abilities.
Right. And
But you can't avoid it. The bell has to ring eventually.
Oh my god! So then, bell to bell, what is this clocking in at?
I have no. It says 9 minutes on Wikipedia, but you were pulling, trying to pull audio, and it was giving you what, 6?
Yeah. So it might be far. It might be even less than that.
There might be 3 minutes of like cleanup at the end or something. I really don't know.
Oh man.
The fans. I mean, there's a general enthusiasm. It seems like, right?
I think so. They're chanting.
Yeah, it seems like they're excited. Again, for the look, I guess, if this happened in America, I think people would be excited before the bell. I think that's a fair reaction.
So this is the first time they ever wrestled.
Yes,
so,
that's the whole thing. That was like, this is a very unique matchup.
So they never wrestled, but during Goldberg's 1 year.
Okay,
before.
There's a spear. That looks okay.
Wow.
Taker's down. Is that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Taker looks real weird, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Taker looks like he should not be doing this.
He looks like a retired guy eating a bunch of spears right now.
Even just laying on his back there with his legs hooked, he looked like he couldn't like really bend his legs. Like
No.
I didn't do research into that. He might have been like I know he's had his health issues, but it might even been beyond that. Like it might
How
have been
much
like I'm genuinely unwell
how
for
much
this
does he
match.
make from this exactly? Do we know?
I'm sure 1 million. I would guess at least $1 million.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe,
there's a little weird roll thing. Oh, he's got the famous leg hold.
oh yeah, wow. That MMA background.
Yeah, there you go.
The problem though is Goldberg had like an MMA presentation in 1996 before UFC was a thing, really.
Yeah,
And then Taker developed this like weird boxer kind of style
yeah, and it's like
well
his,
after
and because he got the submission right, like he,
Hell's Gate. Yeah.
yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those UFC style gloves, it's just like, this is a little too late, dude. You're not.
Fans are cheering. Taker's. Oh,
Uh,
Taker is limping around.
yeah.
Did he get hurt on like the first? He's kicking like, yeah, he looks real bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Must
He
have
doesn't look
messed up
and
his
like, oh,
knee.
Goldberg's fake. Goldberg bladed.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Wow.
Blading on that soft turnbuckle pad.
Yeah. Clearly did not run into the actual pole, but okay. So they're pulling out the stops. Goldberg's blading like they're like we need something here. Goldberg blades 2 minutes in. Like that's not like, the attrition of war style blading where it's like guys worn down. That's like we need something cheap really early on to give it some literal color.
Oh my god. Yeah. Back in a time when nobody bladed.
Yeah. So they're pulling like a rabbit out of their hat, like a band. Ooh. They're doing like arm. What are they doing?
Yeah. With a Goldberg match, if you're not going 1,000 miles an hour, like him and Brock really did figure out how to do this right.
Yeah.
It's like
It's one of those
just
things.
go.
I remember when Goldberg was coming out and beating Bray and beating Kevin Owens and all that stuff. It was sometimes it was annoying to have a 2 minute match and when like one of your favorites gets squashed. But at the same
Yeah.
time, the alternative is a version of what we're
Yes.
seeing right now. So
Yeah.
it's like Goldberg wins in 2 minutes, or you have to actually watch an 8 minute Goldberg match, and you don't realize how bad that is until you're in one.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a difference between a squash and then what Lesnar and Goldberg ended up figuring out, where it's like this super spotty breakneck speed match where it's quick and it's Goldberg style, but it's like actually kind of interesting and not like just a squash.
Yep. Oh,
And definitely not this.
yeah. This is just like I said. This is just like it's signature moves and spots, but it's also going at like 1/4 speed.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, he did a choke slam, he did the walk in the rope thing. Goldberg's bleeding, but like everyone is just like, I think this is pretty famous, right?
Oh yeah.
That he just cannot really do.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
Oh no, there's something. Okay, this isn't
I
it.
was gonna say something else bad happens because that was fine. That was a pretty regular tombstone.
Yeah, it's fine. It was fine.
Yeah, this is a fascinating pace, a fascinating mix of everything that you would not expect from or want from either of these guys.
All right. Well,
Because like H has the reputation. H works 2 long matches even in his older age, but like H at least understood the plotting pace of that thing. Like it made it feel somewhat organic, you know.
yeah. This is
But
like schizophrenic pacing.
oh, ooh, weird. See, now I'm watching it and like I'm nitpicking it. Not that it doesn't deserve to be nitpicked, but I'm just sort of waiting for train wrecky type things to happen.
Yeah, right. Like this is just bad, but not like memorable bad. This is just
Yeah, it's
like
just they're just sort of doing dumb. They're just like sort of look like old men.
yawn inducing bad.
Yes, exactly. So I'm like, okay, no, like whereas the clips I've seen from that tag match are like just mistakes being made, you know?
Are
Like
they
Kane's
saying this is
Kane's wig
awesome?
comes off. Are they saying this is awesome because they just did a double clothesline?
Yeah, because we're getting a once in a lifetime. But thankfully, it's only once in our lifetime.
This feels like, I mean, this is might be a 9 minute match after all.
Yeah.
Feels like we're
Wow.
hitting 9 minutes. I'm not going to pause it because I can't stand to take a break from the action. But
Yeah, yeah.
Taker did the run to the.
This match is like pulling off one long band aid.
uh,
Goldberg's giving Taker a ton of offense, though.
yeah. Well, there's a
Like,
spear.
Goldberg hasn't really done shit except for that spear just now.
Yeah. Goldberg also just lacks moves.
Yeah, right.
Taker at least has, a decent back in the day he had a relatively rich move set. Now he's still got 6 things he does.
Oh, this might be the.
Oh, this is the famous one?
I think so.
Oh yeah, whoops. Well, jeez. Are they just calling that? Is that it? Is that because Taker couldn't get up with him? Oh,
Well, Taker is a 300-pound guy.
I know, but I wonder whose responsibility it is to like. Is Goldberg supposed to get him all the way, or is Taker supposed to help him like sort of jump up? You know?
Great question, but both of the,
Yeah.
no matter what happened.
We'll spread the blame around for that one to both old men. So
Yeah. All right.
here we go. Is this up? Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're in bed shape. Okay,
Oh,
this is
God.
now getting to a point where I see why everybody.
This went from bad to just straight
And he can't even
embarrassing.
do the choke slam. Oh, is that it? Did he just? Wow. Okay, that last minute was rough.
Wow.
That last minute was. Taker has the look on his face too. He's like, Is this
Yeah.
Taker's last? Is this Taker's last in ring match?
I think so because the Boneyard match happens after this.
And that's his last. That's his last actual match, right? Like of
so,
any
yeah.
sort.
Yeah.
So this is really, and I think Taker has said that. I think even in that Taker doc we watched a million years ago, I feel like he's addressed this and said like, I was like horrified with myself.
This was truly terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a face right now where he looks like I fucked that up. Like
He's like,
I am.
what just happened?
Yeah, I did so bad here. Like we were we all mistakes were made. Yeah, that last. I do feel bad for them. I thought I might, and now that I saw it, like they just could not. They didn't have the legs to do the moves, you know?
No, they shouldn't be wrestling. But which was sad because we're about to see one of them wrestle
Yeah.
very soon.
And presumably also try and pick up again. Gunther will. I'm sure Gunther will spring to his feet and do a like handstand for Goldberg so he can get the jackhammer off once. But
yeah, does not get me excited for that match though.
no, that's what I was gonna say. That's the last question before we wrap up here. Watching this horrible match is now like with this Goldberg Gunther match. It's on Saturday night's main event. You know, it's easy. It's accessible to all of us. We can all watch it if we want to. But do you have any interest whatsoever in watching that match?
Nope. I'll
Not
watch
even like,
YouTube,
not even a curiosity thing. Not even like I just want to see what this is gonna be.
I'll wait for the chatter to start, and then if there's any fun botches, then
Yeah.
we'll text each other.
Because like the only thing that makes me interested is that Gunther's involved. You know, if it was anybody else, if they deployed any other guy, I'd be like, this is just going to be a disaster. But because he's involved, I'm like, okay, like maybe they have something up their sleeves. Like, cause like I said, he's going to win, which is good for him. Like he gets to pin Goldberg, presumably in Goldberg's last match. Like that's nice, a nice notch on the old belt. And I'm wondering if they'll do something, you know, will he like power bomb Goldberg? Like I'd kind of like to see that. That probably hasn't happened very much.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably like Nash and Gunther that have ever powerbombed Goldberg.
if there's anybody else on the roster, this I would just immediately sell. But because it's Gunther, I'm like, okay, we might have, yeah, like you said, one power bomb would make it worth it.
Yeah, it'd be something. It'd be like that was interesting. Like there, I want to because Goldberg has such a spotty, record at this point of being a jerk, or at least being accused of being a jerk by various people. Who knows what's true and what's not. But if he goes out on his shield, like you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
in wrestling, that would be good. Like I think that would be a nice way for him to wrap up his career, losing to a young guy who deserves it, who can appreciate the rub, and going out and taking some offense on the way.
Yeah,
That would be good. I would say, attaboy Goldberg, attaboy Bill.
yeah. Well, we'll have to reconvene after that match so we
Yeah,
can
we'll see. Maybe we'll
see if
watch
that
that
prediction
someday.
is
Who
true.
knows, right? Maybe we'll
Yeah,
put
maybe.
ourselves through that.
Yeah, we need to play more watch alongs. So
That's true. And hopefully, I mean, I'd like to watch a better match next time, given that we just watched this. But
yes,
we'll see. Sometimes the train wrecks are fun conversation pieces, at least. So
yeah. Or we'll just watch a good Gunther match and make a true
yes.
palate cleanser.
Well, if you want to hear us talk more about Bill Goldberg, we have episodes in our archives, awesometruth.libsyn.com for new episodes, maybe about Goldberg, maybe about Gunther, who knows. Subscribe to us everywhere podcasts are delivered, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, chief among them. Walt, good to talk, good to watch this bad match, good to talk about this bad match, good to live it and check it off on our long bucket list of things to do before we die.
Yep, we did it. We made it through. We survived.
We did it. That's right. Thank you all so much for listening. And remember, the truth will set you free.